Hello guys, this is me Dr. KQ and we were discussing the classification of the anemia, in which we have divided the anemia etiologically into 5 types. Number 1 was hemorrhagic anemia, the second one was the hemolytic anemia, aplastic anemia, iron deficiency anemia, and the anemia of the chronic diseases. Now we are going to discuss the first one. Number 1 is the hemorrhagic anemia. The word hemorrhage refers to the loss of blood, and the anemia due to the loss of blood is called hemorrhagic anemia. And the causes of that hemorrhagic anemia may be due to the acute hemorrhage, or it can be due to the chronic hemorrhage. In acute hemorrhage, there will be a sudden loss of large quantity of blood, as in case of an accident. Within 24 hours, the plasma portion of the blood is replaced, but the RBCs are not replaced quickly, and it will take about 4 to 6 weeks for its replacement. Due to the decreased RBC count, there will be the hypoxia, and this hypoxia will be the stimulus for bone marrow for the production of the more RBCs, and the RBCs are corrected within the period of 4 to 6 weeks in acute hemorrhage. The number of RBCs will be less initially, but the RBC will be normocytic and normochromic. That is, the MCV value and MCHC value will be normal in acute hemorrhage. While in chronic hemorrhage, there will be the loss of blood by internal or external bleeding, as in cases of the peptic ulcer, or in a case of hemophilia, purpura, or menorrhagia. These are the causes of the chronic hemorrhage. Due to the continuous loss of the blood in the chronic hemorrhage, there will be the loss of iron as well from the body, and this will disturb the hemoglobin synthesis as well. In case of the chronic hemorrhage, the RBC will be microcytic and hypochromic. This means that MCV value and MCHC value will be decreased in case of the chronic hemorrhage. This is all about the first type of the anemia. Next we are going to discuss the hemolytic anemia. Here is the second type of the anemia, which is hemolytic anemia. Hemolysis means the destruction of the RBCs, and the anemia due to the excessive hemolysis of the RBCs, which is not compensated by the increased production of the RBCs, is called the hemolytic anemia, and which is further divided into 2 types further, that is extravascular hemolytic anemia and intravascular hemolytic anemia. Now we are going to discuss here the extravascular hemolytic anemia. In extravascular hemolytic anemia, there will be the destruction of RBCs by some external or outside factor. Normal healthy RBCs are destructed by some external factors which are present outside the red cells. So the factors involve the antibodies, chemicals, and drugs. Some other common causes of the destruction of the RBCs involve the diseases like liver diseases, renal disorders, hypersplenism, burns, drugs like penicillin, sulfur drugs, some anti-malaria drugs are also involved. Poisoning by lead or due to the coal or a tar may be involved in the destruction of the RBCs. The next and the last one here is the autoimmune disorder like rheumatoid arthritis or the ulcerative colitis. These are all the causes which are leading the condition of extravascular hemolytic anemia. The second subclass of hemolytic anemia is intravascular hemolytic anemia, in which the hemolysis of the RBC occurs within the circulation. In intravascular hemolytic anemia, the destruction of the RBCs occur due to the defective RBCs. The causes of the intravascular hemolytic anemia involve the inherited as well as the acquired causes. The inherited causes involve the red cell membrane defect, in which the hereditary spherocytosis and the hereditary elliptocytosis are involved. The next one is the HB abnormalities, hemoglobin abnormalities, which is further divided into thalassemia diseases and the sickle cell diseases. The other defects involve the metabolic defects, in which glucose 6 phosphate deficiency will occur, pyruvate kinase deficiency will occur, and these are all the inherited causes. The next one are acquired causes, which involve the autoimmune causes, which may be warm and cold, and the drug induced anemias, the microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, and the last one are the drug or miscellaneous causes involving the burns, etc. All these are the causes of the intravascular hemolytic anemias. This is all about today. Thank you very much for watching.